Hello everyone, Louise from e-BAS Accounts. Today we're looking at how to set up items in Saasu. This follows our blog post series that we've been doing on how-tos in Saasu. We've done written how-tos. Today we're trying a video how-to. So items. So just come up across the top here to your tabs, choose items, click on that. You get your drop down list, so choose items again. That'll bring you over to the items list. You can see that there are our items that we have set up in e-BAS accounts. Let's pretend that we're going to be selling something in particular. Let's show you how to set up the item. So come over here to add, click on that. That brings you to the add item window. First thing you have to do is put in a code for the item. So let's pretend that it's ABC item. Obviously you would choose whatever code makes sense to you in your business for that. I'm going to pretend that I'm selling computer widgets. Obviously we don't sell computer widgets at e-BAS accounts, but we'll pretend that we are today. Over here is the little grey star. That's find this item in Google Products. That's a very useful tool in Saasu. You click on that, it'll bring you up to a Google search which will show you what other people are doing with that particular item when they sell it, how they're showing it off on their website, and more importantly what price that they're selling it for, so that you will then know whether the prices that you're using are accurate, whether they're too low or too high, and perhaps you can adjust based on that information. You don't have to use that, but it's quite a useful tool, I feel. Okay, so then you come down to inventory, click on that. It asks for your inventory account. I've already set one up, so I'm going to click on that. I buy this item, I do, so tick on that. And then you get your drop down options here. It asks for a purchase code. I'm going to say that this item includes GST. It asks for your minimum quantity to restock, so I'm going to say 1. I'm going to say when there's 1 computer widget left, I then need to buy some more. Okay, so it asks for the supplier. I'm going to pretend it's Australia Post. If it wasn't Australia Post and it was someone else, or you hadn't set up that contact before, you can do it there. If you hover over the cross, you can see it says add a contact. That's where you would do that. Okay, so the buying price, I'm going to pretend that it was $88 to buy each computer widget. Okay, I'm going to use the same code that I've used above, but once again you would then put in there the same code that the supplier sells it to you based on their coding. But for today I'll just use that. Okay, so now the default reorder quantity. So I'm going to pretend that when I reorder the computer widgets, I want to order 5 computer widgets. That obviously would depend on what you were selling and what you were buying, but that's just for today's example. Okay, so over here I sell the item, I do, so I tick that. And you get these drop down options. So first of all, it's asking for an income account to track the sales of your widgets. I've made up an income account called Computer Widgets. Obviously you would choose the income account that best suits you for that particular item. Because I had already set up the income account, Computer Widgets, I'd already told it that I wanted to include GST, so it's already pre-filled that for me. Cost of sales account. Now, I've already made up one of those as well. So I'm going to choose items sold. That's my cost of sales account for selling computer widgets and any other items I might sell. So I would choose that. Lastly, I have to choose what to sell it for. I'm going to pretend that it's $220, including GST. You'll notice that the boxes are ticked to remind you to make sure you include GST when you set up items. There are a few other little options down here. A voucher. You can perhaps create a voucher for selling those items. Virtual item. You can tell Saasu that this is not an actual item, that it's a virtual item or something that's not tangible. Obviously this one would be, so we wouldn't tick that. And it comes already ticked as active because it wants you to use these items in your sales. If you decide that you no longer want to have this as an active item, you would go into the item and untick the active box, and then you wouldn't be able to use it anymore, but then you can also go back in and change that anytime. You also have the option to do notes, so you might want to tell people on your sales team something specific about computer widgets or the item you're selling, of course, and it might be specific to that item and you might need them to know about that, so you would put some information in there about that. Or you might have a note about the supplier or something, so that's a good little tool there as well, quite useful. So that's all you do. Then you click on save and close. It brings you back to your list, and lo and behold, there is our new item, our ABC item, our computer widget. Tells you the price. If I wanted to go back in and change it, just say I've decided, oh no, I don't want to sell it for $220. I would like to sell it for $440. Click on the little pencil. It'll bring you back into that. Bring up all the information that you've just put in. Come down here to your selling price. So let's change that now. We're going to really make some money on computer widgets. Let's go save and close. And there you have it. It's changed to $440. If by chance I decide, oh, I'm not selling computer widgets anymore, not going to happen, I'm not going to use this item anymore, you can click on the rubbish bin, delete, but you'll only be able to delete the item if you haven't used it in a transaction. If you've used it in a transaction already, you can't delete it. So deleting is only for items you haven't used in your transactions. So that's just something to remember. So that's all there is to that. If you come back up to items, you'll see there are some other ones you can choose. You've got combo items, inventory adjustments, inventory transfers. We'll have a look at combo items next time. That's an extra thing you can do in Saasu with your items when you want to sell them, but we'll have a look at that next time. So then I would normally just go back to dashboard once I've finished, and it brings you back to your home base of Saasu. And that's all there is to setting up items. So I hope that's been of some value to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to send your comments along at the bottom of the blog post. And that's all there is for today. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.